What up, SNA Assassinators? This is Super Ninja Austin back here with another video. And yep, this you guessed it. This is the Crown Jewel review video on November 2nd. October already been passed, of course. But yeah, we're gonna be talking about what exactly went down on the premium live event on this lovely Saturday. And man, what an awesome pay-per-view that it was. Even though I got like about 4 out of 7 predictions right, except I'll say the main event match, it ended in the. All right, but make sure to leave it on or off once you get done. Yeah, still gotta do a podcast to do. Okay, let's well, any further delay, but I'll say except for the ending, it was shocking, but not in the way that you would I'm not sure if you would want it though, but it was still something that was something that brought some intrigue into it, and I guess at the end of the day, the one that took the L did not get buried and didn't really want couldn't be clean. Yeah, I'm so done.
Hey, little man, look.
But yeah, that's what we got. That's where we're gonna start things off with the old bloodline taking on the new bloodline, and it was exactly like how I predicted it to be. And then I'll say the other 3 maybe the same, but I'm gonna get into starting off with Roman Reigns. With Roman Reigns taking on the. Okay, stop, Birdie Bird. Okay, leave it on or off. Okay, just leave it on for a moment. But
I can't see it, bro. Here's another one.
Okay.
But
I'm
asking him. Little man, can I have this?
But anyways, Assassinators, we got OTC and Usos taking on it was Sol Sikoa, Jacob Fatu, and Tama Tonga of the bloodline. Maybe if it's for the best. Okay, no problem, perfect. But it's because Sol Sikoa have more experience than Tonga Loa, and he do not botches his moves or anything in the match. But yeah, this is where we got. Anything else in the match. This is where we got things started with Roman, I believe. Or no, it wasn't main event Jey Uso. It was one of the two. When Roman looked like he was about to selfishly take the spot from Roman Reigns. It is Roman Reigns. When Roman Reigns selfishly tried to take the spotlight from main event Jey Uso. Okay, no problem. But anyways, he's like, nah, I'm just kidding. This is where I believe he let the main event Yeet Master took on, was it Jacob Fatu first, if I'm mistaken, if I got it correct. I know it was Jimmy Uso and Tama Tonga, was it? No, it was main event Jey Uso and Tama Tonga. Yeah, that's who it started. He gets started off. They start spinning around in the ring. That's where fans are chanting. And then they start even singing Sami Zayn's Ole song. Ole, 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 ole. That's where Tama Tonga thought he had the upper advantage onto Jey Uso by hitting the wrist lock, start elbow striking his left arm. That's where he started stomping him once he got on the ground, start axe handling him. That's where we got the right hand man of the new tribal chief, rakes the back of the former OTC's right hand man. That's where the same OTC's right hand man that did not give a damn what he just said. But it's where fans start chanting OTC once Tama Tonga got Jey Uso in the snapmare. This is where we got him then start hitting some right hands on the main event Yeet Master. This is where we got Tama Tonga then throw Jimmy Uso right to the upper, not up at the bottom left side. He goes for a leaping dodge springboard over that corner. This is where he hits a right uppercut hook right into the upper lower jaw of what's his name of Tom. Where he hits a hip attack and an insecurity. This is where we got Jey Uso was like, What should I do now? This is where main event his twin brother, main event Jimmy Uso. Said, come on, tagging your twin in. This where then and Jay's like, okay, we'll do like tag. Like after all, he's the one attack you first. Is where they did a double. They did a double like axe handle sliding strike right onto Tama Tonga. This is where they hit a handshake and double elbow drop right onto Tama Tonga. This is where he tried to pin him, but this is where Tonga kicks out. This is where then we got Tama then headbutts him. This is where he starts stomping on him right into the midsection. This is where he tags in Jacob Fatu. This is where they hits him right hands until Jacob Fatu doing it all by himself. Like, get your coward ass up. And this is where then he hitting some stomps right into the midsection onto Jimmy Uso. This is where Jacob Fatu was like, yeah, like our new tribal chief, Solo. And I pray for him every night, like, because he thinks he is God. And this is where then we got Jimmy Uso, the Irish whip right to the left side. He's smart man going to the ropes, kicks Jacob right into the face. He gets slightly tagged by Jimmy. Or no, his twin brother Jay. I mean, that I'm just being an idiot. I'm not confused with one of the other. I just accidentally slip up and say Jimmy rather than Jay. That's what Jay Uso. He's Jay. That's where he insecurity Jacob Fatu when he tried to close on Jimmy. That's where Jimmy hits an uppercut. That's where we got Jay Uso hits an uppercut right behind. And Jimmy ducks off a clothesline that Jacob Fatu was trying to plant onto Jimmy, but this is where he ducks out of it. He goes for Jay Uso go for a super kick. They just start going to arm wiggle. That's where they both went down. Double uppercut right onto the jaw of Jacob Fatu. Tama Tonga tried to go for a double clothesline, but this is where we got both Jimmy and Jay ducks and did a double clothesline. It's where they nearly did a double super kick on their little brother Solo. And this is where then Solo went out of the ring before he even gave him the chance. And then, by the way, I'm so sorry. The room seems a little dark in here. Perhaps I should turn the light back on, but it's because it's being so cloudy right now. It's still the afternoon. Light for another couple of hours, but it just seems like it's like it wants to be dark like sooner rather than later. But anyways, yeah, this is where we got Jimmy and Jay Uso then was like, okay, like, you know, like to the new blood, like we'll give you about 5 seconds, but if you do not get back in the ring by then, like and like if you can't get in the ring, like then like good luck. Like you we can take an account out of it, even though we don't want to. This is where we got the bloodline regrouping in a side huddle. This is where the Stone Cold's like we need to actually be getting in there and taking their asses out. And then this is where there's like break. And it's like, you know, get in there and then get back in the offensive line. That's where then Jacob Fatu's like, yeah, I'm gonna do that right now, like as we speak. This is where it looks like he's about to get the ball on the offense side onto Jay Uso, but this is where he's like, what do you want to do first? Like, should I just immediately attack Jay Uso, or should I just tag in one of you cousins? This is where he tagged in cousin Tama. This is where he tried to run and attack him with a clothesline. But this arm dragging submission hold on Tama. This is where he tried to tag in the OTC. Roman Reigns like, yeah, please tag me in. This is where Jey Uso's like, you know, like in the past, like I never cared what you just what comes out of your mouth, but right now, but the fans are liking you as the OTC, like why not? And this is where he tags him in. This is the only thing he would care what Roman said. Yeah,
he's not showing it.
Not showing the what?
He's not showing the thing.
The big pop?
Yeah, he's not showing.
Give me for a moment. You got another one? Where is it? Drop it. You're big. Okay, where was I? What was happening? It was and during the match, this is where Roman Reigns got tagged, get the hot tag. This is where he started dominating Tama Tonga. This is where Roman Reigns starts savoring the moment. Like with him, they're like, we the true ones in the bloodline, and this time equally, not just me and me alone. That's where that's where we got Tama Tonga eventually tagged in solo with Roman Reigns like he was struggling onto a solo until he finally got back on his feet. He started hitting his comeback maneuvers onto him. He then got locked and loaded with his right hand, which that's the same hand he does the Superman punch with. That's where Roman Reigns like, yeah, I got you where I want you, Solo. But Solo Sikoa caught him into a Samoan drop, but Roman Reigns countered and pushes him right into the upper corner side rope. He hits the Superman punch right into the face, which gets him a guarantee of a signature. This is where he tried to go for his finisher, but you all know what he was planning on going to do. But with him trying to put the controversy of a hostile takeover to rest, that's where he nearly did so with the the spear. But once he tried to go for the spear, he gets kicked right to the face by Solo Sikoa. This is where I believe he hit a Samoan drop, right? This is where he tried to go for a pin, and maybe would have gotten away with this if it wasn't for that meddling Jimbo, like his big brother that cost him. That's where cost him that win right there. But this is where we got Tama Tonga try to come in for the save, but he ends up getting thrown out with super kick by Jimmy Uso. This is where Jacob Fatu came in the ring, but it's where he gets super kicked as well by Jimmy. But the opposite, like what Jacob Fatu reacted. Tama Tonga reacted into it. Like he did not phase any of that maneuver. Start Jimmy and he super kicks Jimmy Uso back. That's where he ran right into the left side rope. He catches Jimmy, hits that spinning impaling DDT. This is where the Samoan Werewolves like, who's next to be my victim? And this is where we got the main event. Geek Master came in, main event Jey Uso. He hit the super kick right to Jacob Fatu. I just tried to go for a clothesline, but this time, Jey Uso's super kick was more better than his twin brothers. He managed to knock him down. That's where he super kicks Solo Sikoa, and he hits the final one to Jacob Fatu, along with a suicide dive. But this is where we got Jacob Fatu headbutts Jey Uso, like when he caught him, and he fell face first on the ground while Jey Uso fell back first. And then Roman Reigns is like, this is not looking good. This is where Roman Reigns like, but shrug emoji was another Superman punch, which the third time was indeed the charm. This is where Roman Reigns to try to go for a spear to get the guaranteed. This is where like, and this is where before he can even do the spear, this is where he got distracted with Tama Tonga. Roman Reigns had to flip him right back, but he ends up landing right on the referee because the referee wouldn't stop one Tama Tonga, which I believe that was the downfall for the bloodline, because once Roman Reigns hit a Superman punch on the Tonga Loa, this is where he feasts his eyes. Before he can even try to finish off Solo, this is where he got caught off guard by Jacob Fatu, standing right to the left side of the apron. He tries Superman punch him, but this is where Jacob Fatu headbutts him. This is where we got but that's where we then run right to the right side. That's where it's a crossbody, followed up with a triple dipped top rope moonsault in the upper right side. This is where then he did a suicide dive on both the Usos. This is where then we got Solo Sikoa was in the ring alone. He did repeated himself from 366 days ago, which was the Samoan Spike, like about 10 times in a row, like he did to John Cena. Like, boom, boom, boom. And funny thing about that, I remember reviewing that match on that year back in 2023. But yeah, he started repeatedly hitting spikes after spikes after spikes after spikes. This is what he did to Roman Reigns. It seems like he loves doing the multiple versions of the Samoan spikes every time he's in Saudi Arabia, at least in Crown Jewel on November at the end of the year. But But yeah, the same like when he defeated John Cena with that maneuver, he did the same with Roman Reigns to get the 1, 2, 3, and this was very shocking since the last time Roman Reigns lost was to Cody Rhodes for the undisputed WWE Universal Championship. But the new bloodline did got the win right here. Big congratulations to these guys. And I'm very happy about that. And so, yes, Solo got the victor right here, to build things into the war game. But even though it was basic tag team cheating, rather than being more major than what they did, I thought they were probably going to use some certain weapons, or even or even have Tonga Loa coming in and hit his maneuver along with Tama Tonga, or maybe even debut Hakaleo, and lay every single member of the old bloodline between Roman and the Usos. But that didn't happen. So I guess that we got what we got. And yeah, this was probably the best for the better. But what they did, WWE did exactly what I predicted is they did a post-match beatdown onto the bloodline, on the old bloodline, and is that we're gonna make him acknowledge him. And that did not happen because guess whose music started playing? Yep, you guessed it. Sami Zayn. This is where Sami Zayn came out. This is where we got Soul Skull demanded to help them finish off the bloodline because he how he with him saying something and this is how he planned it to be. And this is where Sami Zayn's you could kiss my ass, and this is where he hits an exploder suplex right onto Soul Sikoa. This is where then he tried to start hitting right hands to each and every other members of the new bloodline, to Jacob Fatu, to Tama Tonga and Tonga Loa. But this is where the numbers were getting the better of him. This is where we got the Usos came in. This is where we got Roman Reigns. Didn't help Sami Zayn out. This is where we got them hitting each other's finishing maneuvers onto the bloodline members until Solo was surrounded by everybody in the ring that's from the old bloodline from his past. He saw the ghost. This is where they thought Solo Sikoa he saw the ghost of bloodline past, I guess you could say, which is and that's a wrestling term version of the Christmas Carol, I guess you could say, because it is around that time of the year. But this is where when Roman Reigns tried to go for a spear and Sami Zayn tried to go for a haluva kick from behind. This is where Solo Sikoa ran out of there. This is where we got Sami Zayn accidentally haluva kicks Roman Reigns instead, with Roman Reigns unsuccessfully spearing Solo Sikoa as well. And this is where I was like, this is gonna look very bad, and Roman Reigns gonna go. But I'm gonna let Sami Zayn hear it, on this coming Friday's show, I guess you could say. But let me know down in the comment section right down below what your thoughts on that. With Solo Sikoa chuckling, and then Corey Graves have the nerve to say this wouldn't happen if Sami Zayn didn't put his nose where it don't belong. Well, that's because it's next to his boy Solo is the reason why he's here. Well, the reason why he agreed because it's actually to help out Jey Uso, because he finally seen what exactly he meant by saying that that Solo Sikoa's worse because he would go to Raw and try to find somebody that's like a brother to Jey Uso to turn on him, but the total opposite happened. And yes, this is where I was very happy that we saw the teaser of the what they call WWE Survivor Series War Games match, which is gonna be at the end of November. But yeah, let's move on to the next slide. We got the women's Fatal 4-Way tag team match for the women's tag team championships, and I guess I predicted this correctly, with the match finish, and also what side on the card is gonna be, which was on the second match card, I guess you could say, right after the opener, which that was probably the best decision that WWE made, and. Yeah, and WWE must have agreed with me. This match should, even if it doesn't be on the second match on the card, it still should. I still think that it should, in a way, because this is that side mid card match that just needs to be on the second match of the night, but overall. But this is where we got. But this is where we got Chelsea Green have a new update of her theme music, like with her, like it's kind of similar to her first theme music since she came back a year ago, along with like when Samantha Irvin used to announce Chelsea Green, but it's with her own voice now. It's Chelsea Green or something like that. Yeah. But yeah, it was like how I predicted all the way, like just like how the Bloodline did, like or the Battle of the Bloodline, I should say, with the old and new Bloodline. But yeah, it started things off with Jakar Jackson. I know Bianca Belair and Io Sky. This rivalry would never end. And also, like the only thing I didn't get about this match was that they would start off with like one team, one member of the team and the other, like one on one, rather than being like a four way, like which each team, each one of the team's members, like start things off with the others, like if it's an actual like just a fatal four way match, like. But I know they're trying to make this more organized, like a tag team match. But the thing is, it's a four-way tag match, so things should be occurring like a should be occurring to be like a both a fatal four-way and a tag team match at the same time, like WWE would normally do with a triple threat tag team match. But this is where we got Bianca Belair going for a head like on the Io Sky. But this is where we got. But yeah, this is where we got Io Sky go for with that crucifix flip into a sunset flip. This is where she threw Bianca Belair right to her right side. This is where she started going for a duck. This is where we got Bianca Belair go for a slide duck. This is where she started going for like a hip dance, and then slapping herself right into the rear end, which kind of remind me of Asuka when she did that, like Io Sky's damage control teammate, of course. But this is where we got Bianca Belair then go for a wrist lock, turn to a suplex when Io Sky tried to come her way. That's where then she stands up, go for a vertical marching suplex, sending Sky on the ground. That's where Bianca's like, who can top that from the EST? That's where then she go run to the right side, springboard flip right to the right, go for a moonsault, but Io Sky rolls out of the way, hits him right into the midsection. This is where Io Sky tried to go for a clothesline, but Bianca Belair ducked. This is where she tried. This is where she bows her head, which was probably not much of a smart move, but kind of was at the same time, which that does not make any sense, like in the real world. But this is where I say that because she bowed her head. This is where she didn't get Io Sky into a rope down maneuver, but Io Sky going for a handstand right over her. This is where then she go for a pop-up Hurricane Rana onto the EST. This is where then she goes for a missile drop kick. This is where then she goes for a rolling tip up. This is where then she. Again, it's all about your brains and not your bronze and your it's all about your brains, not your bronze or body. And this where then she hits I'll say a Japanese uppercut. This where then Chelsea Green attacks herself in the match to Bianca Belair. This is where she was like how about I do that to me, like the future two-time women's tag team champion? This is where Io Sky tried to do something like that, but this is where we got Bianca Belair. Then that's where that she gets blocked by, I believe, Chelsea Green. This is where she whacked her in the face, but this is where we got Bianca Belair tagged herself in the match. This is where then we got this is where we got Bianca Belair's corners Chelsea right back. She got a spine buster right onto what's her name, to Chelsea Green. This is where she goes rolling flip in the left side onto I'll say the residential Karen, but that's where she kicks out at 2.5. But the Meta girls were ready to try to go for the save and medal with the EST. This is where we got tags in their partner, Jade Cargill. This is where Cargill's like, I've been waiting for a long time for this moment. This is where both women try to go for a double body slam, which where Piper Niven tried to come for the save to her teammate. But this is where she gets thrown, she gets hit with her own teammate, Chelsea Green, with both Bianca and Jade body slamming the Karen, the wrestling Karen, I should say, right into her partner, the Scottish Bulldozer. This is where we got Jade Cargill try to go for a splash onto Chelsea, but this is where Chelsea kicks her on the face. That's where we got what's her name? Jade Cargill picks Chelsea Green up into like a body slam position. That's where did she try to see like who wants the this is where it's like who wants to help that's what Jay Cargill told everybody in the outside on the apron, saying like, "Who wants to break Chelsea Green's fall on the outside?" That's where then Lashley's like, "Not me," and this is where she tagged herself in the match onto Jay Cargill, with Jay Cargill putting Chelsea Green right on her shoulders. Is where she hold on to Chelsea Green. She body slammed her right into the bottom corner stop. Then start arguing with Jay Cargill. This is where they got Lash Legend was like, okay, get back into your corner. I'll start things off from here. This is where she tags in Jakar Jackson so they can do a double team tag team maneuver onto their opponent Chelsea. This is where Miss Jackson was on top of onto her knees was on Lash Legend's shoulders. This is where she did a little swanton when Chelsea Green was on her knees and her back was facing up on the floor. But this is where she tried to go for a pin. She got meddled with by Piper Niven, or Chelsea Green kicked out. Actually, this is where we got Jakar Jackson Irish whip Chelsea Green right to the bottom right side. She had the Irish whip attack, hip attack right onto Chelsea right into the bottom right side. She tags in Lash Legend. This is where Lash Legend then hits the suplex right into the bottom right corner side. This is where Lash Legend is like, I'm the biggest, and I'm the biggest storm in this business. The biggest black storm. Hopefully, I did not sound racist for saying that. Well, how could I be racist when I'm partially that culture as well? But anyway, this is where we got Lash Legend going for a splash right onto Jakar Jackson. This is where Jakar Jackson then that's our marching. This is where then she goes right into a back to belly maneuver into like a backdrop. This is where she goes for a kip up. This is where she was like who's ready to see some you want to see some action with Miss Jackson. And I was like, I don't know. I'm not sure if I want to answer that, but I do want to see some general action with these women right here. But to see who's exactly going to walk out as women's tag team champions, which already have my guess right here. This is where she started doing a hand, and it's like that I was surprised that this particular other women's wrestler over at the other company did not throw some cease and dismiss papers, because she's all about that, good old cash show. And she will sue like that guy. Like she nearly did to that guy for nearly inappropriate touching her, but that's a different story for a different day. Or nearly inappropriately touching her. But this is where we got Jakar Jackson. I go for a clothesline, but this is where he got Sky this is where Io Sky hit a middle drop kick, I believe. She got tagged in by Chelsea Green. This is where she hit the clothesline also onto Lash Legend. She went to the middle ropes and hit a forearm strike right onto Jakar. This is where Kyrie saying it's time for you women, you scurvy women, I should say, walk the plank. This is where we got Chelsea Green trying to go for a German suplex onto the Pirate Princess, but this is where she countered go for an arm drag, but before she hit that, she hit the double drop kick onto Jakar Jackson. This is where then we got let's see what happened. This is where we got Kyrie Sane to go for like a wrist lock right onto both Jakar and Chelsea Green, which I was like, how come this is like if she's beating both of these women up, even though Chelsea Green's temporarily, why they did not just made it like an actual fatal 4-way tag team match? But this is where we got Kyrie Sane and Dutch Love goes on that Jakar Jackson trying to plan on doing to her. This is where she went right to the left side, go for a spear. This is where we got Kyrie Sane and tags in Io Sky. This is where both her and Io, when she tagged in Io, this is where they tried to go for some kind of a teamwork avalanche maneuver, but this is where it botched horribly. Luckily, not in an injury way, because Io Sky was okay, because once she went up and tried to get leaped right over by Kyrie Sane, this is where she slipped right off the top rope, land right back into the ring. But this is where she had to improvise and hit a Shartay uppercut. That's where then she hits this snapmare flip into an avalanche snapmare flip right back in the ring. This is where she goes for a middle drop kick right onto the Lash Legend, follow things up with her going back to her corner in the upper right side and goes for top middle drop kick onto Jakara Jackson. This is where she sent her right to the bottom left side. This is where we got Piper Niven try to tag herself in the match. This is where we got. This is where then she tried to attack Piper, but Piper was too strong for her, so she had a devastating head. But like Piper Niven knew that she's more of have the advantage into this match with them being the legal women. This is where we got. This is where Kairi Sane tried to help out her partner, but she ends up getting power bombed by the bulldozer. This is where we got Piper's like, yeah, like you got overpowered like the Scottish bulldozer. This is where we got Bianca Belair's like, oh, you want to bet? Like I remember I proved I've beaten you like 100 times. And this is where she hits her husband's finishing maneuver, like with Angelo Dawkins. Now it's that electric chair blockbuster neck breaker majiggy, but she only hit the blockbuster neck breaker because she's like her hubby. And this is where then we got the EST. Then turn around. This is where she saw Lash Legend and hit a pump boot right into her face, looking like trying to be like her man, but with the boots, like when he does the trick shots. But this is where we got Lash Legend's like yeah, they don't call me the boozy bully for nothing. Like and this is where we got Jade Cargill like okay, like since like. And like even though we're not the legal women in this match at the moment, but how about what's stopping us from doing it right here, right now? Like considering that the Fatal 4-Way tag team rules occur, that means there's no DQ or not, which we don't have nothing to worry about on that. This is where they just went face to face. This is where they start playing unofficial game of wrestling tennis. And it's hitting some right hands right to each other's faces when fans start cheering for Jade and booing Lash because they love Jade Cargill more and then their roles is set. So who to cheer? And I believe even if Jay Cargill was the heel and Lash Legend was the baby face, we would have probably seen them follow the rules and just cheering and boom because they were very well invested with these two big girls. This is where we got this is where Lash Legend starts screaming I try to go for a pump boot, which I assume that's either a signature or finish. But this is where Jay Cargill hit a big boot of her own right into the face of Lash Legend. This is when Jay Cargill was about to hit the Jaded right onto the bougie bully. If it wasn't for that meddling bulldozer that had to ruin it all with a cross body right up on top of the attic, the bottom left side of the turnbuckle. This is where the Chelsea Green to try to go for a cover, but this is where everybody rolled out of the ring. This is where she started screaming come on, you gotta bring everybody back, whoever the legal woman is. This is where the Chelsea. I know. This is where Chelsea Green had no clue, along with Michael Cole. One thing was agreeing on saying who's the legal woman in this match. This is where Chelsea Green was about to hit the moonsault. This is where we got Chelsea Green's okay, I'm just gonna go to I'm gonna take it up a notch. She was I'm gonna go to the top row, but now I'm gonna go to the middle. No, I'm gonna go to the bottom row. Yeah. I wish I could, but I don't know if I can.
Out when you're done, okay?
Yeah, I'm not sure if I can do this. We need an air pump, but anyway, this is where we got. This is where Chelsea Green's the hell with it. I cannot do a moonsault, so what am I even doing right here? But this is what once you try to go for a crossbody to everybody, but everybody just left except for her tag partner to be her safety net, catch her right into the left side of the ringside. And the Piper Niven you be carrying that God. We don't want you to get hurt. And this is where Kairi Sane caught him at the right time without them paying attention to her. She hit the insane elbow onto both of them, boom, right on everybody. That's why she screamed yeah, I found the buried treasure, EO. This is EO's okay, I'm gonna dive right through that X to get the treasure chest. Is where she did so by hitting the moonsault onto the former women's tag team champions Piper and Chelsea. That's where we got Jakara Jackson and Lash Legend in the ring with Lash Legend carrying Jakara Jackson right onto her shoulders. This is where fans start chanting, "This is awesome," which I totally agreed on, which this definitely deserves the third place spot. In third place spot, the Bronze Trophy Award, while the new bloodline against the old bloodline gets the second place trophy award. But yeah, this is where we got, we already know, the main event's definitely going to be getting the first place spot. But that's good. We're going to be talking about that just in a minute. But this is where we got Jakar Jackson hit the cannonball onto everybody. The damage control, at least damage control, and Piper Niven and Chelsea Green is where we got Bianca Belair flying clothesline, the Lash Legend, which I think Montez Ford would have done that to Trick Williams if he was in the match with him. This is where we got. This is where then we got what else happened? Like when all the women were down for the ground. This is where it was kind of, but at that same time, it looked like what John Cena did to what's his name, to The Miz, when he knocked him right off the top of the barricade. Yeah, like on WrestleMania 37, that when The Miz legitimately got knocked out cold by, like when both of them got the double count out finish until they had to redo the match, all thanks to the future final boss. But that's a different story for a different day. But this is where we got Chelsea Green. We got managed to get back up, and she did not realize that Jade Cargill tagged herself. That got tagged in. Like before all this happened, is where like she was right behind her. With Chelsea Green thinks that she's scot free. This is where we got Jade Cargill trying to go for the Jaded. She would have probably gotten away with it sooner if it wasn't for the meddling damage pest control group or duo, whatever you want to call it. This is where Sky then was like, yeah, I got the upper hand now. This is where Jay Cargill was like, oh, you want to bet? This is where she forearm striked her. Like, this is where she did the same with Kairi Sane. She did the same with Lash Legend. She was very ticked off. Like, and you know, like Bianca, like whenever she is angry, she wrestles better. Like more than she genuinely do. This is where then we got Io Sky ducks out of another strike that she was planning on doing because Bianca totally forgot lightning does not strike twice. This is where then she pushes her right into Kairi Sane. She hits the back fist while Io Sky goes for a spinning to a German suplex. She goes for that's why it was a bridge German suplex. But this is where Io Sky was not completely underneath her body. This is where Io Sky starts getting the fans wild up and just like, come on, get your hands together. Like there's plenty of more of these high flying maneuvers. This is where we got. But this is where we got Kairi Sane and went right to the top corner rope. She gets popped up in the air by her tag partner. This is where she tried to go for a pop-up version of her insane elbow, which is something that we rarely see, but she did the Belair. This is where we got Jakar Jackson try to go for a middle drop kick, right onto a missile drop kick, right onto Io Sky. This is where Kairi Sane tried to go for a right hand onto Jakar Jackson until Lash Legend got her from behind, picks her up, put her on her shoulder, and this is where Corey Graves got dying with laughter, which I thought was the same, which that definitely gets the Goofy Wrestling of the Night award. But yeah, this is where she pops right back up. We got Jakar Jackson go for a pop-up powerbomb. This is where we got Lash Legend, and it was like, okay, like we're missing one more person, and that was none other than Piper Niven. But this is where Piper Niven ducks out of her clothes. Use that same arm to go for a wrist lock. Piper go for a drop like a Kanoku driver. This is where we got this is where Chelsea Green hits a code breaker. Like that's very rare for anybody to do the maneuver other than Liv Morgan nowadays, like hitting that maneuver. But this is where we got Piper Niven to go for a stepping stool senton with Chelsea Green still was underneath Jakar Jackson to do some double damages onto Miss Jackson. This is where Chelsea Green was like come on, yeah, and this is where Corey Graves like for once like did not encourage something from Chelsea Green, like just like he was like, yeah, do not celebrate right now. This is where like she's like, oh yeah, like you're right, Corey. And this is where then we got what's her name? Chelsea Green try to go for it. Prettier, but this is where we got Jay Cargill like smartly countered out of it, send her right to the left side corner. Left side corner with a back suplex. This is where did put her right on underneath Piper Niven, which she thought it was Jay Cargill because she heard some slamming movement and sound, like slamming. Here's some slamming movement sounds, and that was not the Unprettier. It was a back suplex from Jade, which she thought, but she didn't know that because she had her back turned. She just did the splash anyway. She should have did a double check rather than just try to go for a splash, which that was totally totally her fault onto that matter. But this is where she's like, we're gonna be women's tag 2-time. This is where she realized that she actually hit Chelsea. She was like, oh my god, like no Chelsea, like I didn't need to do. And this is where Michael Colden said the most hilarious line that I could ever hear any commentator say. And that was continuing to make fun of her with her last name, saying Chelsea just turned green, but that was the best line of the night, like from the commentator for Crown Jewel, one of the co-commentators of Crown Jewel. Like it's where. He was like, yeah, Chelsea turned green and not in the envy way. Yeah, it's like more likely in the sickening way. That's where it got Jay Cargill picks up Piper Niven right up on her shoulders when she went right back on the middle ropes, which I was trying to comprehend what's the reason why she was doing that. This is where they start turning to a female version of the Street Profits, which of course Bianca Belair is married to one of them. So of course they're gonna think just like them. This is where we got Jay Cargill got her her shoulders, like Angelo Dawkins do, and then we got Bianca Belair right on the top rope like her husband Montez Ford. But this time she didn't do a blockbuster neckbreaker right in the clothesline like Montez Ford used to do, and it was the Doomsday, that's what they called. And then this is where they got the 1, 2, 3, and still your WWE Women's Tag Team Champions Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill. And a huge congratulations to them. And yeah, again, they get the bronze trophy of the night. We get this match totally rocked, along with the Bloodline battle match. Like that, isn't that 6-man tag match? Which we're gonna probably see a 6-man. Which we're gonna eventually probably see a 4-on-4 or 5-on-5 Survivor Series War Games match at the end of the month, like on Thanksgiving weekend in Vancouver, British Columbia, which you can get your tickets right now on Ticketmaster. Michael Cole and Corey Graves pointed that out. Like when they're showing the city of Vancouver, British Columbia. But this is where we also saw. This is where they showed like all the theme, not the theme parks, but like the snow parks and stuff like that, like that's in the city of Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. What the Jeddah? No, it's Riyadh. Yeah, this is where they show the little WWE museum inside the venue that they usually do WWE Crown Jewel at. Well, this is where next up we got Seth freaking Rollins taking on Big Bronson Reed, and that this match, I'll say, not live up in expectations, including with Bronson Reed like squashing them with double the tsunamis like I predicted it to be. And yeah, this is the start of the matches that did not work how I predicted it to be, but still it was pretty decently okay. I'll say if I had to give it like a ranking, maybe a blue ribbon. Yeah, perhaps a blue ribbon. But yeah, this is where they start things off, like with Seth Rollins is running right up at Bronson Reed. This is where he then gave him a piece of his mind, at least a quarter of it, at least. Like on the stage, this is where they were brawling, like with the referees, like, no, not in here. Like, wait for Bronson to get into the ring, Seth. And this is where Seth Rollins, like, I don't care. Like, in order to defeat him and prove him wrong, like I have to do it out here. This is where they were on the ramp, like beating the hell out of each other. This is where we got Bronson Reed finally hit an accidental right to the back of Seth Rollins because he had some back issues more than Hulk Hogan ever had. This is where we got Bronson Reed trying to go for my finishing maneuver right off the stage, right through the crashing table. Because WWE knows like there's gonna be one day on a no DQ stipulated match, it's gonna come in handy. The use is a very deadly weapon, but at the same time, it's gonna prevent the wrestlers from getting any injuries. But this is where we got Seth Rollins' elbow strike out of this, which I was kind of disappointed that the move was not used in this match. But at the same time, I was relieved that Seth Rollins did not take another spot like that when they were in the truck. This is where we got Seth Rollins kicks him right in the gut. This is where we got, let's see, and he hits him with some right hands, like boom, boom, and start whacking. Fans are like, yeah, come on, Rollins. This is where Seth Rollins was doing exactly what everybody wanted him to do. This is where we got Bronson Reed to grab onto him. He grub pressed him and throw him and roll him right on the ramp and making him do a stop, drop, and roll rule. He was caught on fire. This is where That's where like Bronson Reed was pretending to be a firefighter for doing that. That's where the Seth Rollins tried to kick him and punch him, but this is where he started getting choked out by Bronson Reed. This is where he sent him right to the bottom corner side, right onto the left side of facing the camera of the barricade. Is where then here we go, Seth Rollins right here. Yeah, upper left side is where we got Seth Rollins and went right back in the ring. He had a leg slide right to the ring. He had a suicide dive right onto to the big man. This is where we got Seth Rollins like wants to see me do more damage to Mr. Bronson here. This is where fans start singing along like with him saying like if you want to see more, sing my song. This is where they start singing it. This is where he's like perfect. Like I like the sound of that. This is where Seth Rollins trying to go for I believe a sling blade, but this is where he gets caught right in midair. This is where he got thrown right into the timekeeper's area, right back first, right into that chair, trying to do more damages onto that back. Like not only his ribs, like he wants to destroy, like he wants to destroy every single bone in his body because he is a monster. But what he don't realize from the architect, like one from the architect and visionary, Seth Rollins is also a monster in his own rights. This is where the fans are chanting, "Let's go Rollins!" Clap, let's go Rollins. This is where we finally got the match started inside the squared circle. This is where we got let's see. But this is where Bronson Reed made a critical error, like he made a critical error, like for not covering and with one certain maneuver that could have put him down for good. That's where once Seth Rollins got in control, he hit a sling blade right out of nowhere. This is where he tried to go for a pin, but he only got a 2.7 count. And Seth Rollins like, oh, I was so darn close. This is where then Seth Rollins then was thinking of another way to beat him, like. And this is where fans are singing along the song and motivated, which I think it must have worked because given what happened at the end, this is where then we got this is where fans are chanting like, whoa, whoa. This is where Seth Rollins are hitting some knife-edge chops and some forearm strikes, where fans are like, yeah, yeah, yeah. He's all repeatedly hitting some chops. This is where fans are saying, yeah, yeah. And they just start taking the hits like if he was Majin Buu from Dragon Ball Z, of course. This is where we got, but it was not putting him away. This is where Seth Rollins tried to go for a pedigree, big Bronson, and try to go for a powered body drop. But this is where he gets sunset flip. But this is where he sit right on the chest of Seth Rollins. Try to drive all the wind out of the Visionary's body. This is where the Bronson Reed like, I like your vulnerabilities now, Seth. Now, what I need to do next? Excuse me, to maintain this is where we got. I believe Bronson Reed tried to go for a tsunami, if I'm not mistaken. This is where we got. I believe it was successful. One slide is where he was like, I want to do more. Is where then once he tried to go for some more, is where Seth Rollins then moved right out of the way. This is where then he hits I believe a curb stomp, if I'm not mistaken. This is where he hit a couple of curb stomps, actually. This is where then we got but this is where it ended up like with Seth Rollins then like to end up into the point that Seth Rollins then hits a what's it called like a super curve stomp right off the top rope, which I was like, man, like when was the last time I saw him did this maneuver? I go, that's right, when he did the Omos back over a year ago, which it started giving me vibes from that event back at not Survivor Series, Backlash 2023. That's where he managed to put him away and he got the 1-2-3 winner of this match, Seth freaking Rollins. And yeah, even though it's not how I expected it to be, but it still was very interesting and entertaining. But even though like I expected like tables being